everyone. This is Brenda's Thrifted Decor and DIY. Welcome back to my channel. A big old fat welcome to all of my new subscribers. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Well, today is Tuesday, and believe it or not, it's already August the 12th. And on top of that, August the 12th, 2025. Hey, time waits for no one. Do y'all realize that in let's see, September, October, November, December, 4 months, it's going to be almost time for Christmas again. Gee whiz, betcha by golly, wow. All right, y'all, this is what I have for you today on this video. I find myself in a dilemma. You remember those two chairs that I found on a dumpster dive? I am trying to figure out what to do with them. Oh, they're going to go in my house somewhere. But I have a few options. But I want to make the right decision, because here's what I'm getting ready to do. I put, for those that don't remember the chairs, and if you're new to my channel, I'm going to put the picture of the chairs right here up above. Now, as I said, I found these two chairs at a donation bin sitting on the outside. They weren't supposed to be there, so I went ahead and just picked them up and just brought them on home. Now, they are going to require quite a DIY project. One of the things, though, that I am getting ready to do, because the seat part of the chairs need to be recovered. That is not my expertise. I don't even want to try. I'm not going to mess them up. Don't go telling me about how easy it is, because you know what? I am not going to do it. I am delegating that task to my beautiful friend who is an interior designer. She has the expertise in all of this stuff. And it is so funny because she normally don't even do her own upholstery work. She outsources that to someone else that does the upholstering. But she said 99% of my upholstery needs, I outsource it. She said, but I'll allow you to be that 1%. I said, yay, thank you. So she's actually going to, and on top of that, she said that she may have some fabric already on hand that I can look at and see if I want to go ahead and use it. So I'm waiting on her now to give me a quote as to what she would charge me to recover those two chairs, because I want them done right. I don't want to experiment. They're too nice of chairs for me to be experimenting with them. So I'm going to take them to her. She's going to take the seats off. I'm going to bring the chairs back home, and then I'm going to paint them while she's working on the actual cushion. So here's my dilemma. Once I am done with getting those chairs finished and refurbished, I don't want to hide them. I thought about putting them, I have a guest bedroom that I'm getting ready to overhaul, and I'm kind of contemplating on doing some short-term rental. I don't know for sure. But either way, it would be my guest bedroom, where when I do have guests, that's where they would sleep. Now, here's the thing. If I do that, most of the time, because I don't have a lot of overnight guests, very rare. So most of the time, the chairs would basically be in that room, hidden in a room that I never go into. And I don't want to put money into having them redone just to hide them in a spare room that's never used. So here's what I am thinking. Now, you may see them in the background right there. I'm thinking about using them here in my formal dining room. Now, here's why. My dining table can sit 6 people. However, I do not have 6 matching chairs, nor do I have 4 matching chairs where I can put 2 different chairs at the head of the table and then 4 matching chairs on either side. And I don't want to intermingle too much with them. So when I have company, what I typically do, so by the way, typically I just have 4 chairs at the table. And when I have company, I will then pull in some of my extra chairs to if I need, 6. Here's what I'm thinking about doing is getting the chairs done in a fabric that will coincide with my dining room. And then I will put them on either side of this buffet that's sitting here. I'm going to show you in a minute how I got them set. They're not done, so just know that I'm just playing around with the idea, okay? So I'm going to put each chair on either side of the credenza, the buffet. And then I can have the chairs on display. And then when I need the chairs for my table, then I just pull them in. Once I'm done, I just put them back in place. I think that's a good idea. And I have shown my dining room on a few occasions. Some of you have voiced your feedback that I could probably pare down my buffet some. And I'm thinking that if I put these chairs in here, I don't want things to be so crowded looking that it starts to look, kind of junky. If I do that with the chairs, then I'm going to go ahead and kind of pare down the buffet things, the things that's on the buffet. I'm going to pare them down some. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and show you how I have the chairs set up. Tell me down in the comment section. I know which arrangement that I want. I like the dining room. But if it's going to be too crowded looking, then I can also put them in my front window, my picture window in my formal living room. Put like a table in between and something really pretty on top of the table, and just have them on either side. The only thing about that, the chairs are short, and I generally like something a little bit more substantial in height, as far as like a high back type chair. So we'll see. Let me just show you how I have them set up in my dining room. I may go ahead and do the 2 for the window, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, let's go. These are the chairs on the side of the buffet. Now you're gonna have to use your imagination. Don't look at the color of the chairs. Don't look at the seat of the chairs. Don't look at the fact that they need to work that needs to be done. All I want is I'm positioning the chairs right now and just getting a feel. And what I'm gonna do is I will move. This won't stay here. I will move this. As a matter of fact, let me kind of pull it out some so you get an idea. So that is what it would look like without that lamp and stand next to it. Okay. And I'm going to paint them. I'm still kind of thinking about the paint color. I may do them in a kind of like maybe a taupe type color, something that's a little bit lighter than everything else in here. And then have the seat cushions done in something really pretty and kind of vibrant. But picture these chairs in perhaps a taupe. Not quite brown, not beige, but kind of in between. Something in the neighborhood of perhaps that color there. And so let me move these candles out of the way. Let's see if we pare these down. Trying to find a home. I have trying to find a home for that. So I don't know. I kind of feel like I need something right there in that spot. So let's put this little boy back up here. Tell me what you think. Using your imagination. Taupe color chairs with the seat covers, cushions redone. Like I said, when I do have guests, I'll just pull these chairs in, and this would be extra seating. And I do have a chair. I just pulled the chair out from right there. All right, give me your thoughts, your idea about putting them here in my dining room. All of that stuff there, the lamp and all of that will go somewhere else. I'll just move that out completely. Okay. Tell me what you think. Give me your thoughts. Using your imagination. This is what the spacing will look like once I put that chair back. And I've asked before, you all just disregard the discoloring on my carpet. That is largely my fault. For one time I did some painting and I didn't protect my carpet, and that's how that spot got down there. But that is why I'm in the process of getting all of this carpet in my house replaced. But yeah, so there was I don't know if you all remember or not, but there was a chair that I had sitting here in the corner that had a cream backing. Let me show you where I put that. So I'm in my formal living room, and I set that chair there on the wall. This is the window here in my formal living room. I am getting ready to do something different here in my living room. Just want to show you these beautiful curtains. I put these curtains up a while back thinking that they would look okay here in my formal living room. But to me, I think that the pattern on the curtains are probably something more for like a family room or bedroom or something. So I am considering just doing something a little different, going with something a little darker. And I found these. On Facebook Marketplace for $10. Well, actually, she had it for $15, but when I met her to get them, it had this white spot in it. Don't know what it is. I tried to see if I can scratch at it, but it's not even moving. She didn't know what it was. So she said, I'll tell you what, if you want them, I'll let you have them for $10. I said, well, that's fine. I'll take them for $10. But anyway, I just love this. More like a mustard type color, if you can see it. Kind of like a goldish mustard. Really like those. And it's so funny because these curtains actually go very well with the ones I have up there. So I'm thinking, here's what I'm thinking, you all. You remember back in the day how we would have the sheer curtains that will, be there, and then you would have your main curtains. So I'm actually thinking about using these as the sheers behind these. Look at that. So I'm gonna play with it and see if there's a way that I can make that work without it being tacky looking. Can you imagine those two chairs sitting in the window? I like the chair that's here because of the height and I think to me it's just the size of the chair, the height of it, to me, I just think goes better here. I'm going to eventually have this particular chair either get a slip cover or have it reupholstered because I absolutely love the chair. And I got the chair for free a while back on Marketplace. But I was kind of thinking about putting one of those chairs here, and then the other one on the other side, and then putting a table in the middle. Putting a nice table, not necessarily a sofa table, but something maybe a little bit smaller than a sofa table, But and then taking that chair, this one, and putting it over here in this corner. I don't know. I'm just talking and thinking, you all. But just kind of give me your thoughts. All right, you all. All right. Those are my thoughts, my ideas. Nothing finalized, nothing concrete. I'm just thinking right now. I'm also trying to figure out. I know that that picture with the zebras that I found yesterday, I am definitely going to put that in the spare bedroom upstairs. I think it would just go well. As a matter of fact, I'm going to design or redecorate that entire bedroom based on that wall hanging, those zebras and that frame and the colors and the background. Everything from the bedspread, the rug on the floor, you know, chairs that I put in there, they're all going to flow in with the color scheme and the style of that picture. And I'm so excited about it because it's been a while since my spare bedroom has been, you know, I had mentioned a few times that my grandson, who is almost 30, lived with me for about a year, and he had that room. Prior to that, I had rented it out a couple of times, and then my daughter was in it at one point. Now I am ready to jazz it up. I don't want not one room in my house that is just stagnant and just sitting there. So once I get that room jazzed up, I need to start inviting people to come and visit and spend the weekend or spend the night. Because I ain't finna be doing all of that and then the room is never used. I just got to up my ante in inviting people to come and spend time here at my house. And that's very easy. I know several people that would love to have an invite. Just stay tuned. My friend, I'm going to drop the chairs off at her house and let her strip it, you know, down and bring the chairs back and go ahead. And in the interim, I'm going to be picking some colors. I'll get some color swatches and I'll share those with you. But I really think I like the idea of doing that taupe color, y'all. Kind of like on that picture. I can just imagine that. Even the brown that's in the little swerve there. Wow, I can say, do not recommend black, y'all. I do not. And it's just a personal preference. I do not like black furniture. I just don't. I do not like black furniture. I like furniture with color and pop, but black is just not one of the colors that I like. So that is pretty much it for today. I do have some words of inspiration that I'm going to share with you. I'm going to be dressed a little different because I actually did the video on yesterday. And I'm going to share it with you on today. Stay tuned. I will keep you posted every step of the way, you know, with these chairs, with my formal living room, with the spare bedroom upstairs. I am going to bring you along all the way on this journey. I'm excited. This is not going to be one of those things where I'm going to prolong it because I want to get some things done here at this house. I'm so far behind. And also, several videos back, I was cleaning out my garage, you all. Some of you may remember, others that are new to my channel, I'm sure you don't, but it was a few videos back, maybe a month, almost 2 months ago. And I was going to have someone to come and haul a bunch of stuff, like an old toilet, an old chair, a bunch of stuff that, you know, I just needed someone to come and haul off for me, and some stuff in my backyard. Well, it took me a while to find somebody that I could afford, you know, because a lot of the hauling companies, they are just too expensive, way more expensive than what I can afford. So the stuff kind of like sat there for a while until this lady gave me a card to someone that does hauling for her. And oh my God, he gave me a really good price. And he's going to come and he's going to pick up all of that stuff out of my garage, take it to the dump, get that stuff out of my backyard so I can start cleaning up my backyard, cleaning up my garage. I am just so, I just hate that it took me this long. But hey, you all, when you're living on a budget and when you are a retiree like myself and don't have a big whole lot of money, sometimes it takes time. It takes time to do stuff. And you have to do stuff by priority. And unfortunately, the getting that stuff hauled off, other things kind of trumped it. Other things, were a higher priority. But now it's getting ready to get done. As a matter of fact, he's scheduled to come Saturday. Yay! Woo, 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 woo. And I'm going to film it too because I want y'all to see that it's leaving out of my garage. Anyway, y'all, that is pretty much it for this video for today. So the next thing that you will hear is Minister Brenda with Nuggets Straight from God. Then after that, I will see y'all back on, what is it? Tomorrow's Wednesday. Yeah. All right, you all. I hope that you enjoy the inspiration, the encouragement, just talking to you about how our tongue and the words that we speak from our mouth can benefit or hurt others. Okay, y'all. Minister Brenda with Nuggets from God. Welcome back, you all, on this Monday as I, Minister Brenda, share with you some nuggets straight from God. One thing I want to talk to you all about on this day is the importance of making sure that the usage of our tongue is used in a way that exemplifies kindness, exemplifies respect, exemplifies understanding, patience, love. Because one thing the Bible tells us about the tongue is that it could be used for good or it could be used for bad. And unfortunately, we're living in a society now where it's almost a freedom that so many feel to just say whatever they want to say it in the way that they want to say it. They don't care how the words are spewed out of their mouth. And the written word is getting worse and worse. We have so many on social media, so many, just dealing with people in their lives, in their circles, text messages, emails, just basically just using the keyboard to spew out so much unkindness by the way of the thoughts, the tongue. And even though we may be typing words, that's still words coming from your tongue. It's coming literally from your mindset. And it's important. Oh, and another thing that I want to mention too before I move on is it seems like in society now, so many are just more comfortable with writing and texting what they want to say. Because when you write it and you text it, it seems like people get emboldened to just be unkind, sarcastic, smart aleck, smart mouth. And just because you say something and you claim that you don't mean it in a bad way, I often hear people say, I know I'm not trying to be funny, but then you start trying to be funny. You start being sarcastic. I'm not trying to be mean, however, then you embark upon being mean. Because just because you put a disclaimer on it and say, I'm not trying to be mean, or not trying to be funny, or not trying to be sarcastic, but then you come out and be just that, all you're basically doing is trying to excuse yourself for bad behavior. And so we have to really, especially as adults, dealing back and forth with one another. When we teach our children to be kind and to speak kind and use kind words, and even in the home we teach them how to say please and thank you and to show great mannerisms. But when we get out ourselves and deal with the public and deal with each other and deal with other adults, it just seems as though we throw all of that to the wind. It's as though we feel like, well, hey, I said the way I want to say it. If they want to take it bad, if they're that sensitive, that's up to them. But let me tell you something. The words that comes out of our mouths speak more about us than it does the people that we're speaking to. And I have seen situations, even sometimes on my channel, and I'm subscribed to a few content creators that I enjoy watching their content. And sometimes the comments that I kind of read, I don't read comments all the time, but sometimes when I'll read the comments, people can get real nasty. And what I want to share today is this about that. You cannot mean any harm by what you're saying, but the harm comes in at the way you say it. So it's not so much about the words that you're or the thought behind what you're saying, but it's the way that you use your words to convey it, to get it over, to transmit it, to communicate it. And sometimes we seem to feel better about using our most sarcastic words, our most disrespectful words, our most hurting words to say something that could have simply been said in such a other, contrastly could have been said in a more kind way. But it's almost as if we choose to use sarcasm over kindness. And I'm from the old school. I don't like that. And I myself, not perfect, but one thing that I feel like I have apprehended is the concept of kindness. And I believe in that old saying that if you don't have anything kind to say, just keep your mouth shut and don't say nothing at all. And we create a lot of drama over the way we say stuff, when all you got to do is reword that and say it in a more gentle, a more kind. And then when people get upset and don't like the way you say it, then you feel like, well, something wrong with them. I said what I had to say, and they responded in the way that, you get the response based on what you put out. If you put out sarcasm and meanness and unkindness, people are not going to come back to you, oh, yeah, I understand. No, you got to be responsible for your words and how you convey your words and how you speak your words and how you say things to people, how you use your tongue. You can use your tongue for the good or you can use it for evil. I've told you all this many, many times. I don't get very, very few negative comments. And I get very, very few comments that are meant for to be mean. But sometimes I get comments that are sarcastic in the way people choose to say what they feel like they want to say based on whatever it is that I'm doing in my content. When you say something to somebody, and I don't want to hear this in my comments about you got to ignore people, because I'm going to tell you something. I'm 66 years old and we are beyond just ignoring people. It's time to stop just ignoring people, because when you just ignore people, they get emboldened to get worse and worse. And sometimes you just have to just nip things in the bud. And I just want to nip it in the bud today and just say, and I've said this before, let's be more gentle and kind with the way we say things. And we're all adults. And a lot of us on here are women. We're grown women. We're not teenagers. We're not children. Let's just use our words better. I'm here as a content creator to make you happy. Most content creators want to make you happy. But so many times nowadays, people are getting nastier and nastier, not just on, on social media, but just in everyday life. The way we respond to people is so unnecessary and uncalled for. So just say things in a more respectful manner. Think about how you would want your children to speak to an adult. And as an adult, you have even more responsibility to speak to another adult and set an example with respect. Okay? James 3:1, and I'm going to read it to you. It says, "Be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation. For in many things we offend all. If any man offend not in word, the same is a perfect man, and able also to bridle the whole body. Behold, we put bits in the horses' mouths, but they may obey us, and we turn about their whole body. Behold also the ships, which though they be so great and are driven of fierce winds, yet are they turned with a very small helm, whithersoever the governor controls. Even so the tongue is a little member, and boasts great things. Behold how great a matter a little fire kindles. And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members, that it defiles the whole body and sets on fire the course of nature, and is set on fire of hell. For every kind of beast, and of every bird and serpents, and of things in the sea is tamed, and hath been tamed of mankind. But the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison. Therewith bless we God, even the Father, and therewith we curse men, which are made after the multitude of God. Out of the same mouth proceeds blessings and cursings. My brethren, these things just ought not be. Doth a fountain send forth at the same place sweet water and bitter? Can the fig tree, my brethren, bear olive berries, either a vine figs? So can no fountain both yield salt water and fresh. Who is a wise man, and endures with knowledge among you? Let him show out of a good conversation his works with meekness of wisdom. But if we have bitter envying and strife in our hearts, glory not and lie not against the truth. This wisdom descendeth not from above, but is earthly, sensual, devilish. For where envying and strife is, there is confusion and evil work. But the wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, and easy to entreat, full of mercy and good fruits, without partiality and without hypocrisy. And the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace of them that make peace. And we can use our tongues, you all, to make peace. And on the other hand, we can use it to make drama. Choose you this day how you will use your tongue. Are you going to bless folk? Or are you going to curse them? Because you can't do both. And I want to leave with you today. The next time you respond to somebody, or the next time you text somebody or write somebody or leave a comment, think about what you're going to say first. And ask yourself this question. If this person said the same thing to me, how would I feel? For the word of God tells us in Matthew, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And if you don't want folks mouthing off at you, getting sarcastic, saying all kind of crazy stuff, then don't do it to other folk, you all. You will get a better response from people with a soft answer, a soft response, with the respect and kindness. Just be kind and nice and watch how you say things. Because I leave this with you. It's not what you say, but it's how you say it that would determine how a person is going to respond. And if you don't get the response that you like, don't be shocked and don't be surprised. Because if you put it out there, you got to be willing to take responsibility of what comes back to you. And that's all I have to say about it. God bless you all. I'll leave this with you once again. Let your tongue be used for the glory of God. And don't go around thinking that you have the green light and the right to say what you want to say to people and say it any kind of way you want it to say to people. Okay? Because everybody is not nice. Some folk will cuss you out. So we need to be careful about how we handle people. Okay? All right. God bless you all. And may the Spirit of God continue to smile upon you. Okay?